Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabsnet.com. Today is July 4th, Independence Day for USA, but we are working here north of the country. Anyways, what I want to show you here is part of my group section right here. Under groups, more groups on quantlabsnet.com. This is part of my paid quant analytics membership. I just wanted to show you 4 posts that I created. I fed major LLM models out there, um, where it has a good couple of hundred ETFs scanning ETFs, also scanning the holdings of each ETF and which are the most profitable. And it's all using annual Sharpe ratio. Okay. So there's 4 of them. I've used the most advanced LLM models from Grok, ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. Those are usually the leading ones. These are very recent versions of these LLM models. When you start using things like the IDEs, third-party uh, services, the wrappers, they use fairly old models. When I say old, they're usually 6 months old. So they're not as advanced, and they do that on purpose to save money. But with me, I have more access to these advanced models because of that, and then you get in-depth um, reporting. So these are scans done, as I said, on literally hundreds of high-performing ETFs, taking those holdings of each ETF and then doing further analysis on them. And for the original Python script, which I talked about a few days ago, it's just using annual Sharpe ratio to include those. So this is the results. So I created, believe it or not, a front end simulation from this, all the ones that I've done. Now, this is going to revolutionize what you're about to see. If you are a professional stock analyst, portfolio analyst, a professional advisor, be forewarned. If you're not providing these kind of analysis tools, analysis for your clientele, you're pretty well, as a profession, I won't say you're done, but you're going to have a hard time to convince people to continue using you. So what I'm about to show you, this is from a tech standpoint. Obviously, when I'm using Windows 11, I'm using a WSL, Ubuntu, recent version of that. And then we're using Python front end with the Streamlit that I've shown using this. So this is all, again, a, uh, generated by AI, vibe coding as the kiddies call it. And what I did was I fed the 4 separate files, document file, into the AI, put a request out, and this is what it came up with. This is amazing. So what I did was I asked it if I had $2,000 out of all the data I provided, using all the fundamental analysis, using all of the available technical analysis, and all the forward-looking that I always stress people to use when it comes to equity. Uh, equity. This is again using ETF and U.S. stocks and U.S. ETFs. So this is only a U.S. focus because when you have foreign holdings like British pound, Canadian, your account has to have those holdings in Canadian, U.S. and British pounds. It's a real pain. So I just want to deal with the one currency, and that's U.S. dollar. The other reason why I'm focusing on this is because lately the U.S. markets have had a really strong tear. And with this whole news now of this new bill getting passed and tax reductions, you're going to see a big boom in probably the U.S. markets. So this is using the most high performing stocks out there. And this is them: Rocket Lab, Palantir, Robinhood, CoreWeave, and Racer. That's a software video gaming out of Sweden. And that doesn't have a lot of volume to it. But this is the projected right now of each one. Okay. So the overall performance is going to be this. This is pretty impressive. So if I put in allocate $2,000 today, it projects I should get, after 4 weeks, 2430 return. So basically a $430 return. with a projected return of 21% for the month. Now, if you have not seen my last video on the options and futures, you could get 20% overnight if it's correct and valid. Now, I don't know if this is obviously correct and valid, but what I'm planning to do, let me know in the comments because I'm willing to do this. Put in $2,000 US into my trading account and actually do this. If I know I'm going to get a $2,400 account or return, sorry, $400 return from this, I'll do it, and I'll do it for nothing if these projections are correct. So as part of my prompting, what I did was I added the technical analysis projections, so it's using historical data up until July with the average price, and you can see it's a nice steady move up. And here is the projected, okay, as of today, okay, July 4th. So it's predicting the price is going to like just rocket up, along with the 50-day moving average and the 20-day as well. So we can find out what's driving that. It's all projected. Okay. Sharp ratio currently of 11%. And this company is the more higher performing one, Rocket Lab. So you can see here, its current price is at $34, target price at $43, upside potential 28%, projected S&P return. So it's projecting that the S&P return will get 2.2% over the next 30 days. So I purposely wanted to show these, what they call Wall Street, we'll call it alpha generation. So now you're projecting, based upon this, a 10-time return over the standard benchmark of 2.26. So the risk is 10.3%, risk ratio, risk reward 2.72, portfolio allocation at 25%, investment amount $500 out of that 2,000, and the projected profit's $139. So all right here, and here's the allocation. To buy 14 shares of Rocket Lab, 4 shares of Palantir, 4 shares of Robinhood, 2.6 shares of CoreWeave, and this little one, 18 shares of this Embracer Group. So here's our target price. Stop loss we've also applied to each one. And then the upside of each return. So the highest returning one will be this Embracer, along with the Rocket Lab at 28%. So that's expected profit in US dollar. This is how advanced this AI is. So I've also specifically asked for volatility analysis. And again, it's using historical, projecting it now. So you're going to get all these people complain about backtesting. Backtesting is part of the AI analysis. So there is source code for this, and I'll provide that to all my Quant Elite members. As I said, I've shown you the Quant Analytics. So if anybody's interested in this, you want to make Quant Elite. Okay. So by Monday, you could do the same if this happens to be true. Check back with me in a month. Let me know if you want me to actually do this. I'm sure a lot of you will. So here is the projected historical analysis. So probability of hitting the stop loss, blah, 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 blah. So benchmark, okay, so this is the interesting thing. We have a projection here with the benchmark of the S&P 500. So it's going to return, as I said, 25% return against the 4-week projected return of 2.2%. Here's where it goes into the logic of why I would want to do this. I specifically asked for this. So this is a small satellite launch provider, expanding capabilities to spacecraft and components and services. Gee, sounds like a SpaceX to me. And you know the story of Elon Musk. So it's got the analysis here, an opportunity for significant gain, but requires careful position sizing and stop placement. So we got all that included as part of the AI analysis. And in actual fact, I can turn around and take the simulator that I'm showing you in Python and then actually do live trading with it projected around this with, I don't know, my case, interactive brokers. I don't know. So we have here the S&P 500, Rocket Lab, projected outperform by 25% over the next 4 weeks. outperformance driven continued momentum in the space economy and potential near term catalysts. So, again, these would include upcoming launches that demonstrate operational execution, potential contract announcements, and progress on their neutron rocket development. Now, I didn't know anything. I just asked for it. I just asked the AI thing to give me a forward looking analysis. As I've said before, I'm looking for only what the professional stock analysts are using on their recommended buys and sells, along with other forward-looking data, if the company offers any kind of guidance as well, we could use. So here's some risk management. I'm not going to get into that. Expected value framework. Each trade has a positive expected value, probably weighted outcomes of potential scenarios. Name me a professional financial advisor that even offers this sort of analysis. Okay. This is really not quantitative. I could probably ask for that as well, but this should be good enough just using basic technical analysis and fundamental analysis. So let's take a look at the next one. So, well, Palantir, as you can see here, for Palantir, only a 15% return. Only, that's pretty good. It's still beating the standard markets by about 7%. But everyone's going to ask about Palantir. So here's the projected price line. I think it starts to dip in the next 4 weeks. Nobody really knows that. Again, we project current price, target price, stop loss, the potential of the upside, and again, comparing against the S&P, it's going to generate alpha of 12.7% with risk at 8%, risk reward at 1.88, and portfolio analysis allocation again at 25%. I don't think this is equally weighted. No, it's not equally weighted. So this is optimally weighted, the portfolio analysis. This is how advanced it is, right? So we know it's a software company that does big data analytics and AI, blah, 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 blah. So here's the volatility analysis, moderate volatility, more balanced risk reward profile. This is music to any stock day traders ears. And the thing is, you don't have to day trade. If this is correct, you just watch it, or you could add in a live trading component where it'll handle all live positions for a lot of the professional popular brokers out there that have an API, namely Python. So the comparison expected to generate an alpha of 12.74% over S&P projected return. Stock is historically stronger momentum during periods of AI-focused market activity. So this is obviously an AI-driven stock. So again, all of the risk management analysis with the conclusion here. The other one that's probably pretty popular, probably a lot of people may not know about, is Robinhood, the trading broker. I've mentioned this in one of my clips. Here at $95, target price at $115, stop loss applied at 85, upside potential at 22%, alpha at pretty high, 19.74, risk at 10.5, risk reward 2.09. These little stats here, I did not ask for it. Again, that's part of the AI and the advancement of it. It'll always give you features you don't ask for, and here's another demonstration. Again, I specifically asked for volatility analysis, so there it is. The benchmark as well that we've kind of gone over, but 19% alpha for the next month, that's pretty strong. If it ends up being very valid, then, well, expect a price increase in 4 weeks from now, a big one. Okay. Key analysts in the 4-week horizon include cryptocurrency market activity, new product announcement, and new growth metrics. Now, I did not ask for specific guidance on this stock, but probably could have. Okay, so that is Robinhood. Next one, CoreWeave. So with CoreWeave, I've known about it. I would usually have put that as a very high projections. These Sharpe ratios seem to me to be out of whack. But generally, I would think, I've run 4 different model LLMs purposely on this to generate this type of analysis. It's spanned across 4 of the most popular and probably leading LLM models out there for AI. So this is probably as good as you're going to get. So again, with CoreWeave, 18% current price, 149, target price 175, stop loss at 140. So even if you take a chance with this, chances are you lose a little bit of money, but not a lot, maybe a 10% haircut. If just President Taco decides to do something that we don't know. So this company is a cloud computing provider focusing on AI and machine learning workloads with exceptional computational performance. So it's a fairly new company. Critical need is companies rush to implement AI solutions. Purpose-built infrastructure gives it an advantage over general purpose cloud providers for these specialized workloads. So again, all of these are driven by probably AI. And the markets are starting to probably take off, as it said, with the new tax cuts coming in that recent big, beautiful bill. Projected 15%, 15.74% alpha. Leading provider of critical AI infrastructure. Broader market in some AI growth. This is going to be basically a takeover candidate. And its GPU accelerated computing position. And again, these are the catalysts that will drive it. Again, the risk management. So here, one thing needs to be understood. This one, CoreWeave, along with Palantir, AI infrastructure. Space economy at Rocket Lab, digital finance, Robinhood, which is basically a stockbroker. Let's check out this one. This is a video gaming company, THQQF. See, look at that price. That could just skyrocket. And we may be in the early days of one of the stocks that we didn't pick up, or I should say the AI picked up. My scans picked up, and this is multiple, I think multiple holdings, ETFs. Now, to me, that ratio is way out of whack. But if things are projected to move up with the U.S. markets, chances are this one could do quite well. And it's very cheap right now, $11. So 11.10, the current price, target 14.21. Stop loss, you would probably lose a little, not much. Potential upside of 28%. Alpha generation against the benchmark, 25.75%. Risk reward, 2.8. Okay. This is pretty strong. All the volatility analysis, So executing significant restructuring plan to unlock value from its vast portfolio of gaming and entertainment IP. So this is why this company's probably going to do well. Because as it says here, again, as they asked for it, what's driving this? So it's unlocking, restructuring itself. So this could be a big driver right now, maybe early days if this works out. So the company plans, now this is the amazing thing, plans to split into 3 separate entities designed to create focused businesses that better capitalize on their respective strengths. So this could be set up for a stock split. And you know what happens when that happens? When that happens, these stocks just like explode as each new spinoff comes out. I mean, NVIDIA is a classic example of that, which is now the largest stock in the world. And that spun off from AMD. It goes AMD. Anyways, projected alpha 25%, blah, blah, blah. Represents potential value unlocking from the corporate restructuring. So that's the catalyst. Higher risk, this position offers diversification benefits as its performance is less correlated to the broader market. So we are putting in there not much. 18 shares. What's the total amount? It's about Don't know the so. Oh yeah, here it is. $200 worth of stock, but that could explode. So that's a very minimal amount to risk. So there you go. This is pretty exciting stuff. So here, it's some things we need to know. Okay, so we've gone in detail on all these 5 stocks, but you can clearly see the technical. This is going to explode. This is the standard uh, right there on THQ, the value of it. So right now it's current price about at 120. Oh no, yeah. So current price is $11 to 14. So this could do quite well. I don't know. Don't know. And 14-day projection could go flat. Historical with the projected, really good. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. And here's some more stuff here. Analysis provides scientific framework using probably some quantitative techniques. Risk management with entry and exit points carefully calibrated to each stock's historical price behavior. So again, the power of this is that you don't have to sit there and you know, I don't know what the word is, working and working away on back testing when the AI can do it already for you. Because we're providing up to a year's worth of data. And that's on the stock price as well, plus with the Sharpe ratio. Projected total return 21% over 4-week period. Exceptional momentum in these selections, all of which are characterized by their high Sharpe ratio and strong analyst sentiment. So again, that's all coming out of the AI selection. But again, for the individual Sharpe ratio amounts here, these are way out of whack. But they are high. Anything over 2 is really good. These are the best of the best as far as I can see. And the other thing that you need to understand is that you're not seeing the NVIDIAs and any of the big Mag 7. These stocks are going to be probably the next generation of them, as this is the time to get in on top of the mainstream media really haven't talked about a whole lot. Like I've seen among all the doom and gloomers out there on Substack. Okay. So the S&P projected to be 2.2%. This portfolio projected to generate 19% return. So if that comes out to be true, we've now projected something close to 10 times return. So does that mean if it works and I got the verification for it, third party? Yeah, maybe I should jack up my prices by times 10. Be forewarned if that's the case. We've demonstrated the value of our selective high conviction approach. Again, I got to keep saying, this is not financial advice. This is just AI opinion, not my advice, AI. So remember that. So there's the defined stop loss levels, volatility metric, maximum portfolio drawdown is effectively capped, creating an asymmetric risk reward profile that favors upside potential while limiting your downside risk. Sounds like combining the future stock as well. But as I said, with the prior one of 20% overnight, and just so you know, that ended up being 38% same day. So analysis. So this is the important part. Analysis based on data from professional analyst reports and should not be considered financial advice. All investment involves risk, and past performance is not indicative of future results. There you go. So who knows? I'm gonna chance it. Tell me in the comments. I like to read comments on this. People say, "Well, how does it perform?" Well, there's an opportunity to see how this performs on the ETFs and stocks. And I just set up the trades. Let's say Monday, and see how it goes. All right, so leave it at that. If you want to know more, let's go over to the learn section here at the top, quantlabsnet.com, and sign up, get on our email list, and Click everything. That's all I can tell you if you wanted to get more stuff. And also, you'll get a free access to an HFT C++ ebook as well. And I don't release information. Other than that, thanks for watching.